I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. If elders refuse to correct the younger ones, children will eat vultures thinking that they are eating chickens. My subscribers have been asking me to comment on Davido's comment about Nigeria while he was in the United States. And I want to relate it with what President Tinubu said in Rio de Janeiro. And what other musicians have said before now. You see, you reach a stage in life when you are self-deluded, you don't face reality, you don't accept the truth. People like Hitler, Putin, several leaders in the world, they always want sycophants around them to praise them. And then there is the problem with us Black people. Anytime something negative is said about us, we see it as persecution, we see it as attack, instead of doing a critical self-appraisal. I want to look at what others have said before Davido's time. Abdul Karim released one song, I think it was during Obasanjo's time. Everything jaga jaga, everything scatter scatter, gunshot in the air, boza boza. Till today, anytime there is a protest, that song is played, and when it is played, you will see everybody grooving. The last end governance protest, I came to the streets to watch, and I saw a policeman. He was policewoman and a policeman. They were in the back of the Hilux truck. When the music was playing, everything jaga jaga. They too were grooving along, scatter scatter. In their spirit, man, they know it is the truth, but their uniform will not allow them say it is the truth because of civil service rules. So Abdul Karim came with a more recent one. I don't know if he's in this country or he fled. And people agreed with him, but the oligarchy were provoked, just like as Obasanjo was provoked. So it is not the message that is the issue now. Most probably it is who said it, and I would explain. And the way it was said. Our president went to, whether you like it or not, de facto, he's the president, went to Rio de Janeiro and started describing a very realistic picture of the situation in Nigeria and the situation in Africa in general. Maybe he had that message spoken that way to appeal for aid. And no person said anything. Even those who made comments said that he was being sincere, that he was being frank and truthful. So that is because we were expecting something else from him. That's just like as he said in France now, that the economy is this, that, when Macron welcomed him. So because we were expecting something else, and he said our own truth. Sometimes truth wears jacket, has colors. Our own truth, we accepted it and even used it against him. Now, Davido is a young man. Let me analyze his speech. Number one, he's a musician. Number two, he's my son's age mate. If you critically ask my children, and many children born overseas who schooled overseas, if they are going to be frank with you, they will tell you they have nothing to do with Nigeria. 90% of them. So, but you see, when you become a star, your words are heavy. And Davido should have used a better language. He should not have said, after seeing the reality of our economy, he could have said that there are great potentials still left in Nigeria, more than the challenges we are facing. Because I'm going to do a video after now on the filthy state of Nigeria. He could have said that there are still a lot of potentials in Nigeria. After all, my father invested so $billion in the power sector, and that any nation that has challenges and has problems will need solution providers, and that if people can come and solve the problems in Nigeria through direct investment or coming back home to render solutions to our problems, that the person will reap profits and will be socially relevant. Because every person is a Wi-Fi. What is in it for Wi-Fi? So when you make such statements and showcase the potentials inherent in Nigeria, why your family is still investing in Nigeria, still investing in governance in Nigeria, the large population of Nigeria, the youthful population of Nigeria, if you present it as an asset, even present the problems in Nigeria as an asset, as investment opportunities, you will see that people will come and invest. And you can even mobilize the people to come and invest, and you will be a good brand ambassador. So, I was listening to Dr. Cosmos Maduka. He said he went to Ghana to invest in a gold field. But when he got to Ghana that time, I think just around Rawlings time, the roads were very bad. And people were seeing the bad roads, but he was seeing potential. And then when he reached Accra, he came back. He didn't go to the gold field, maybe in Kumasi area. He now said that he saw that Ghana will need vehicles, that they will need vehicles. The vehicles they were driving there were old. And so he took his franchise to Ghana of cars, BMW, all kinds of cars that he markets. And today the business is doing well. People saw problems, but Dr. Cosmos Maduka, an entrepreneur, saw potentials and he invested. You see, Davido is a young man, and young people express themselves the way they feel it. So we should not bring him down. The next thing, and we should not cancel his concert. The next thing is that Davido's uncle is PDP. Yes, I think I'm right. Davido went and performed and supported him, while Zazu went for APC. So the PDP, the APC caucus or fans will see Davido as an enemy of the presidency and the present administration, and they will see his comments as if he's trying to demarcate Tinubu's administration, and to make it look nationalistic and to get more sympathy and enemies, they will say he is demarketing Nigeria. Now, the stations, the TV stations that carry this thing on their head, who owns that station? Who owns TVC, where the debate was very hot? Who was against Davido? I don't want to create more problems. Just check the person's religion, check the person's, where the person is working, and then watch the person's comments about Davido. Then check Davido's supporters. Davido's supporters are most probably not institutional people. They are the youths in the streets. Check the actor that said Davido's mind must be very dense if his father invested in the energy sector in Nigeria, and he is trying to demarket Nigeria. I don't want to bring tribalism to it, but he is Remi Tinubu's brother. Remi Tinubu's brother is an Ishekiri man. He is my brother. When somebody said they should buy Remi Tinubu, I came out and lambasted them. She's my sister. She's Ishekiri and Murobo. We are one. So that man, that actor that spoke, he is Remi Tinubu's brother. So you can understand that all the comments around Davido's statement are colored truths, colored reaction based on who is paying you, who you are benefiting from, and your relationship with people, whether you are a tribesman or you are a citizen. So, but Davido next time should be more cautionary in his response to some of these issues. When you want to pass truths, there's a way you quote truth with a level of maturity, civility, decency that the people can absorb it without being resentful. That's why you see I'm a very funny man. I say very hard truths, but I will be laughing and I will make you laugh. You will not be too angry enough to kill me, even though there are people who hate me passionately. Then the next thing is that there is an entitlement mentality. Oh, Davido, why would Davido make such kind of comment? Davido, it is Nigeria, that Nigerian fans that made you who you are. That is an entitlement mentality. Somebody made a statement here that was as if I was his houseboy, or as if I was an idiot. And I rebuked the person. He said, the person responded, we contributed to the growth of your channel. You should be thankful to us. If I was if I was posting rubbish, will you share it? If I was speaking stupidity here, will you subscribe to my channel? I end whatever that badge, that plaque behind me now, I end it. I end it by merit. You listen to me because I bring out reasonable content. The day it offends you and I rebuke you, then you think that I should not say the truth because you no. Davido is a great musician. Whether he's the one that writes his songs or not, go sing now. Make them write for you. Go sing. Or open your own YouTube channel and start making contributions. Just try. Davido is not listened to only in Nigeria. Even if we are 200 million people, there are millions of people all over the world that listen to Davido. Davido's concerts overseas are paid for in foreign currency. My son traveled from Germany with his friend to Paris to watch Davido. The airfare, the gate fee, the hotel accommodation. He traveled from Germany. And so also people travel from different nations to the nearest place of congregation to watch Davido. Davido deserves whatever he has gotten. Don't be angry that his father is a rich man. There are several children of rich people who have not done well. They've not done well. They squandered whatever their parents had in reserve. So, in as much as Davido should have been more diplomatic, more ambassadorial in marketing Nigeria, the truth of the matter remains that 3% growth in GDP, like somebody said. What is GDP? GDP is gross domestic product. That is the cumulative income that came into the country minus our debts. I don't know if I'm getting it right because there's GDP and there's GNP. One involves the subtraction of your debts. So I don't know if it is GNP they talked about, but if it is GDP, which is your total output, you must separate it from the per capita income of the people. So, Goodluck Jonathan's time, the nation had an 8% growth in GDP at one time. It was the fastest growing economy in Africa and maybe in the world during Ugonzo Okonjo-Iweala, Jonathan, and the rest people transiting. But you see, were the people feeling the GDP effect? Were they feeling their purchasing power and whatever? Even then, that situation was far better than what it is now. I went to ShopRite 2 days ago, to ShopRite at Warri, to buy something. I went to the deep freezers. I wanted to buy shrimps or prawns. The deep freezers were empty. Several of them were empty. Empty. Nothing for sale. The shelves that still have some stock are drinks and all that. So the economy is hitting hard. Somebody will have come out that NNPC in Port Harcourt refinery are now loading. And there's a video of a man with 3 heads singing, using God to sing. 3 heads. It's not everything you believe in today. What has happened is that the reality of the NNPC Port Harcourt thing has been made open. The mighty wind blew and Tolo Tolo Bom Bom opened. It was old stock that they loaded into 4 trucks or 6 trucks. So, what some of the statistics were quoting, how do they affect the common man? Are you buying fuel cheaper than 5 years back? Is your salary enough to take care of you 5 years back compared to 5 years back? That's why in Nepal, the president of Nepal and the people of Nepal threw away the GDP stuff and started doing National Happiness Index. How happy are the people? The question you need to ask, how happy are Nigerians? Those of you condemning Davido, if you have the opportunity to live outside this country, would you stay in this country or you would japa? For some of us, we will die here. This is my home. I was telling them in the Petroleum Training Institute that I would not have been at this level if not for good governance and social justice that enabled the son of a refuse collector, the son of a security man in Idama Hotel, to become a medical doctor. I finished speaking at the Petroleum Training Institute. There were kings there and all kinds of government dignitaries. When I finished speaking, the DJ played Stand Up for the Champion, and the audience stood up and they were singing with me and they came towards me to take video and pictures and all that and all that. The son of a security man, the son of a refuse collector, the young man that hawked pap Akamu, Kere to Ajamoga to Jakarta Ika to Ekpen Street, back to Uku Square. The young man that hawked firewood to Obaho. The young man that used to pick bread from the dust bin, the refuse bin of God's Time Bakery behind the Jehovah Witnesses building along Upper Erijua, we will go to the dustbin. The bread that have been sliced, the burnt side from God's time bakery, threw them, they will throw them away. We from the slums will go and pick bread and eat. No wonder COVID did not catch some of us, because the viruses that have lived inside us have given us very complex immunity. You know, when I look at where I am coming from and where God has placed one in this country, and the joy and the fun I receive in this country, I cannot uh, castigate this country. I cannot leave this country. This is my home. I owe this country. I will die here. I will put my best into this country. So that is the difference between myself and Davido. Davido does not owe this country. So the difference between me and Davido is that I owe this country a great deal, and I must project, protect, preserve, and be productive in this country so that the next generation can have a better environment to live in. So that does not mean that Davido hates Nigeria. No. That does not mean Davido has not contributed to Nigeria. He might not be repeating what his parents and his uncles have done, but imagine how much he has contributed to orphanages, contributed to different people in this country. And no matter what you say, he's a success story. Let's not go and cancel his concert. That is wickedness. He has to air his opinion. He has to air his opinion. Even though it might not have been aired with the level of diplomacy and tact that an older person or his father would have done. I'll give you an example. When his father talked about the person who wanted to frustrate him, to frustrate the opening of his company, his father prayed, and he passed the statement without causing too much trouble. Such things come with age. They come with maturity. Let's not throw the video away with the bath water. He is a blessing to this country. And we believe that this country will change if we are willing to say hard truths to ourselves. Thank God that Davido is not from another tribe. It is, both of them are Yoruba, Ronu, Yoruba. That is Tinubu, Davido. But this thing goes beyond Tinubu, Davido, APC, PDP, youths, elders. It's Nigeria. We all are feeling the pain. We all are going through distress. Nigeria catches up with every person. I bought 20,000 naira fuel. That's Davido mentioned fuel and the price of crude oil. I bought 20,000 naira to go speak at Warri. 20,000 naira or less. Came back. It is because they paid me. I'm going to speak this afternoon again to a group of parents. I'm going to give a lecture on parenting. They paid so I can afford to go. We wanted to take a dress to my tailor at Warri, fashion designer, because he's a big boy. My lawyer bought fuel of 20,000 naira to go make a dress of 35,000 naira that I will wear to a traditional ceremony. That makes the cost of the dress to go to 55,000 naira. And imagine somebody going to work at Warri. Somebody needs to go to hospital. This country is in a crisis situation. It catches up with every person. My schoolmate, my very good friend, a prominent citizen of this country, retired at a very high level from the civil service. He was suddenly sick, he had an emergency. He had to be taken to the local hospital in the town where he lives. And it is sound of generators and that were all over the hospital because each ward is powered by one generator donated by somebody and a few solar this thing. And he was in that hospital. He couldn't be flown overseas. Couldn't be taken to Lagos or the teaching hospital. He will have died before reaching there. Nigeria catches up with every person. Innocent Motors. There's a report I read online, I don't know how true it is, that immediately he left his vehicle production factory, that armed men came there and kidnapped members of his workforce and security agents. They could have also kidnapped him if he was there. So if somebody says that this nation is unsafe, insecurity is a problem, you would think that he is castigating Nigeria. He's not demarketing Nigeria. He's just stating the obvious fact. Every day I think about what will happen when my children come back with my grandchildren. I think about the noise, which I'm going to talk about later, the filth, which I'm going to talk about later, the insecurity and all that. Every day I think about that. And every sane Nigerian needs to talk about that. Now, let me just do one quick one and I'm done. You see, Davido was carried from the hospital when he was born by Aliko Dangote. He calls him his uncle. It was Aliko Dangote that carried Davido from the hospital when he was born. And Dangote used to cancel Davido. Now, when everything was right with Dangote in the previous administrations, when he had privileges, when he had opportunities that were comparatively advantageous to him, no complaint from Dangote. He never mentioned insecurity. He never mentioned poverty in the north. He never mentioned politicians who were frustrating manufacturers and all that. Then he opened his refinery. When he opened his refinery, people started fighting him. His products were inferior in quality, which was false. They wanted to fix price for him. Then Dangote sparked. Nigeria caught up with Dangote and he sparked. According to Warri people, Dangote provoke. Now he provoke. Dangote provoke. As Dangote provoke, people who are blending petroleum products in Malta, we didn't know. Well, blending this thing in Malta. This. If he opens his mouth, then everywhere started shaking. Then they gave concession. NNPC removed their hand. Dangote to fix his own price and all that all those petroleum product price regulation commission or whatever. Everybody shut up in mouth. That is the way Nigeria is. It just happened that the rich are now crying. The rich are now crying. And it will catch up with all of us. We must make sure that we speak up and then people will respond to our cry. Let me tell you one thing that the rich hate. The rich hate trouble. The rich hate noise. They hate noise. Even the rich pastors, all this talk, 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 talk. Some of them are gradually changing their messages. Some of them are gradually balancing their messages. Some of them are responding one way or the other with kuru-kore technique. So we must keep talking, but let's do it in such a way that would not destroy our country. The next video I'm going to make, you might interpret it wrongly, but it is the truth. And I'm going to say it truthfully. It's up to you to attack me, or me, I don't have album that you, CDs that you buy or music that you play. I don't know how to sing. Two things I don't know how to do. I don't know how to sing. Excuse me. I don't know how to cook. If I cook, it is like a chemical reaction. You'll see precipitate somewhere. You will see solution somewhere. Then you will see solid somewhere. You need to take an insurance policy before you eat my food. But I know how to talk. I know how to talk. And I have sense. I am Dr. Charles Apoki. That's my take on Davido, Tinubu's comments, and the situation in Nigeria. God bless you. Send the message to +234 8021219262 to register for my online webinar coming up on the 6th and on the 7th of December. People are registering from different countries of the world. It's usually a wonderful time. Remember the number again, +234 8021219262. God bless you.